nice to see so many faces here. I'm Anne, and if you don't know the person sitting next to you, introduce yourself.
I'm curious.
So as always, I want to encourage everyone to really take good care of themselves today during practice, remembering that you're your own best authority, your own best advocate in terms of what you need. So feel free to back off, up level, down level, rest, whatever is needed. So June is Pride Month, and I think that regardless of how we identify, it has some really important messages for us, right? About learning how to accept ourselves authentically, embracing who we are fully, even if the people around us, the world around us doesn't necessarily welcome this. The meditation teacher, Jay Michelson, who identifies as gay, says that coming out and contemplative practice actually are really similar. He said that both really encourage seeing clearly, truthfully, honestly. He goes on to say this. He says, in a way, every moment of mindfulness is a moment of coming out. It's a small yes to whatever your reality is, whether it's mundane or joyful or even terrifying. It's accepting what's true, even the difficult parts. It's having the courage to be ourselves. Being more honest about the truth of our experience is the gateway to love, intimacy, friendship, and being more in touch with what we want in life. So let's practice together. Let's practice meeting ourselves more authentically, saying yes wholeheartedly to whatever our reality might be. So we come to sitting tall. If you want to sit on a block or a blanket, feel free. We want to find a nice long spine, long from the base of the spine through the crown of the head. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. You can close your eyes or gently draw your attention inwards. So we begin this practice of saying yes to whatever our reality is by letting go of all concepts, right? And just getting really curious about meeting what's here now. And so we cultivate not knowing and bearing witness, just meeting whatever we find inside without judging or reacting. Allowing yourself to notice sensations, tightness, bracing, expansion, contraction. Allow yourself to notice the state of your nervous system. Are you feeling shut down or agitated or just calm and connected? It's all information. You don't have to turn away any of it. Right? So you keep bearing witness. You keep meeting what's inside with more compassion, more empathy, just accepting all these different facets of who you are in this moment. Knowing that when you do so, when you accept everything that's here, then you can move forward in a more connected way with more clarity. Sometimes it's pretty scary to meet all the parts inside, right? And so we remind ourselves that we always have the breath here to ground us. So draw your attention now to the physical sensations of the breath. Noticing the pacing, the texture, the depth of the breath. Meet your breath exactly as it is. If your breath is short, then let it be short. And if your breath is long, then let it be long. We have to meet what's here directly before rushing to change it. If you want to lengthen and deepen the breath as a means to further calm the body-mind, you can do so. We'll do so with a hissing breath if you like. Inhale through the nose. 2 more at your own timing. Inhale. One final one. And then bring both hands flat across the heart, feeling the full weight of your hands on your chest. Feel your heart beating on your hand, holding whatever you find inside, all the selves you find inside, with less condemnation, more compassion. Let's resonate with what's here now. 3 humming bee breaths. Inhale. Two more at your own timing. One final one. Release your hands down to your knees. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Palms meet. Trace the midline. Feel the full weight of the thumbs on the forehead, nose, lips, and heart center. Remaining seated, fold forward towards the floor. Reach your arms out in front of you. Soften your forehead down as you press your palms into the earth. Remind yourself that authenticity is the daily practice of saying yes to whatever your reality is, to accepting yourself fully, to finding the courage to act on what you find inside. When you're ready, roll over your knees and find your way into your tabletop position. So we're on our hands and our knees here. Hands stacked directly underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Reach down through the thumb and the forefinger. The knees are hip width apart. Tuck the toes for more stability. And let's find some organic movement here. Shifting side to side, forward and back. Just feeling into what's here now in this moment. Feeling into how the body wants to move. We return to our tabletop. As you inhale, draw the lower ribs into the body, back of the heart to the sky for cat. As you exhale, grow the heart forward and the tail back, broad across the chest. Inhale, draw in deeply. Exhale, expand. One more, drawing in. And grow the heart forward. Find a neutral spine. Walk your knees behind your hips. Tuck your toes. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. You're pressing the earth away from you, reaching the hips to the back wall. You're welcome to bend both knees if you like, or you can walk it out, bending one knee and then the other. Keep spinning the biceps towards the ears and the triceps towards the earth. Notice, are you holding tension into the head or the neck? Gently nod the head, yes. Shake the head, no. Just this inhale. Just this exhale. Come onto the balls of the feet, puff and round forward, high plank. Knees be on the edge of your mat. If you would like more support, you can drop to the knees. Let's lower halfway down and pause here. Just building up the strength and the determination to stay with our experience as it is. And then release, let it pass on through. Point the toes, hands parallel to the chest. Inhale, we rise together in cobra. Keep the hips on the earth, elbows hug the side bodies. Exhale, release. Let's press back to child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, forehead to the floor. As you inhale, feel your ribs draw apart. As you exhale, feel your ribs draw together. Press up and back, downward facing dog. When you inhale, know that you're inhaling. And when you exhale, know that you're exhaling. Step your big toes together. Reach your right leg to the sky. Draw your knee into the right tricep, gaze forward, hugging it in tight, and re-extend. Let's draw the knee into the nose, step on through, low lunge, heart forward, gaze forward. If you like, you can bring your hands on blocks. We're drawing the right hip crease to the back wall. Maybe you clasp your hands behind your back. Maybe you lift the hands off the tail, reaching the knuckles towards the back wall. Just feeling this as it is, right? Our task is to feel what's here to be felt. And then release the hands. Drop the back knee. Toe heel the right foot to the right side of your mat. Modified runner's lunge. You're welcome to rest here on your hands, or you can bring your hands to blocks. If you'd like to go deeper, you could drop down onto the forearms. So we just practice accepting every feeling, every sensation, every facet, right, of our experience. Keep participating in discovering what's here. Identity is something that's earned, right? Who you are is constantly shifting and changing. Come back up onto your hands. Toe heel your right foot back to the midline. Plant the hands. Right leg goes back. Downward facing dog. Just this inhale. Just this exhale. Curl forward, high plank. If you want more support, you can drop to the knees. Let's lower halfway and pause. Feeling this as it is in a raw way. And then you let it pass on through and release. Point the toes, hands parallel to the chest. Inhale, we rise together in cobra. Exhale, release. Let's press back to our child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, forehead to the floor. Taking a moment of rest where we find it. Pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Just breathing in, just breathing out. Step your big toes together. Reach your left leg towards the sky. Draw your knee into the left tricep. Hug it in tight. Gaze forward. And re-extend. Draw your knee into your nose. Step on through. Low lunge. Heart forward. Gaze forward. Hands on blocks if you like here. Soften the jaw and the brow. Make sure the ankle stacks underneath the knee. If you'd like to clasp your hands behind your back, you can. Maybe you lift the hands off the tail, reaching the knuckles towards the back wall. Just getting right with yourself. Just observing. And release. Let's toe heel the left foot to the left side of our mat. Drop the back knee, modified runner's lunge. Both hands inside that front foot. If you want to use blocks here, you can. If you want to drop down to the forearms, you can. Again, we just notice what we feel and where we feel it. Knowing that all feeling is data, right? Helping us understand what's here now. Come back up onto your hands. Keep that left foot where it is. Let's step the right foot forward and sink into Malasana as you squat. Now, if this doesn't work for you, feel free to sit on a block or come into a modified horse's position. You press the elbows into the legs, and then let's bring the hands flat across the heart. Close the eyes, draw the attention inwards. So our task is to learn how to hold whatever we find here, right? Remembering that authenticity is about saying yes to whatever our reality is. Whether mundane or joyful or even terrifying, right? Hold on. Let's bow forward. Modified standing forward fold. Feet are hip width apart or even wider. You're welcome to bend your knees here if you like. You can rest your hands on blocks if you want. Notice if you're holding tension in the head or the neck. Gently nodding the head yes, shaking the head no. If you would like to clasp your hands behind the back and draw clasped hands forward for a shoulder opener, feel free. But if that causes any kind of joint pain or shooting pain, you release the hands. If you'd like to go deeper, bend the right knee, shift the hands to the right, look over the left shoulder. And center. Deeply bend the left knee, shift the hands to the left, look over the right shoulder. And center. If your hands are clasped, keep them clasped. Slowly roll up to standing, one vertebra at a time until you're pressing your heart into the sky. And then release the hands, toe heel your feet together here. Big toes together, ankles slightly apart. Let's spin our palms forward here. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, open the arms halfway, cactus arms. Inhale to the sky, palms meet. Trace the midline, feel the full weight of the thumbs in the forehead, nose, lips, heart center. Deep forward fold all the way to the earth. Rolling up to standing, one vertebra at a time. At the top of your mountain, shrug your shoulders forward, up, around, and down. Shrugging off old static versions of you. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, sink deep, Utkatasana. Weight is in through the heels, toes to the light, gaze forward. Maybe bring the hands in front of the heart and sink 2 inches deeper. Sinking deep into authenticity. Most of us really prefer radio silence over vulnerability. Right? It takes so much courage to live in a more authentic way. It's not easy to do. Inhale to the sky. Palms meet. Trace the midline. Deep forward fold. Inhale up, half lift. Press the palms into the thighs. Exhale, release. Plant your hands, bend your knees. How slowly can you send your left leg back? Low lunge. Down dog split. Send your right leg to the sky. We draw the knee into the right tricep, hug it in tight, and then re-extend. Draw your knee into your nose, step on through, low lunge. Let's ground through the back heel. Warrior 2, left arm up, over and around. Arms reach equally away from the center of the body here. Gaze is over that front hand. Extended side angle, forearm to the thigh, sweep your top arm overhead. Gaze to the top hand or down towards the foot. You're energetically drawing that right elbow to the back wall. Warrior two. Flip your front palm, reach forward, up and back. Reverse warrior. Gaze to the top hand or the back foot. Keep reaching to the back wall. Lengthen the front leg. We're in reverse triangle. 2 straight legs reaching to the back wall. And now let's come into the horizontal plane. 2 straight legs. We're going to pulse towards triangle. So reach long into the horizon, but don't lower down. And pulse back up. I want you just to continue to pulse here, feeling the movement, right? It's not about finding one perfect static pose. It's about staying with yourself the whole way with curiosity. At the end of this next pulsation, let's lower all the way down into triangle, planting that right hand on the shin or a block or the earth. Gaze to the top hand or down towards the foot. Reach your top arm overhead. Let's pull ourselves all the way back up to warrior two. Gaze over that front hand. Draw your back arm out to the side and slowly forward, drawing forth all the broken and left behind parts of yourself. Pull them through the heart center. Expand back out with more integration. Parallel the front foot fingertips to the sky for star. Palms meet overhead. Trace the midline. To the heart center, turn the legs out from the hips for horse. Draw the belly up and in, descend the tail. Know that you're welcome to shorten this stance and try not to turn out from the knees. Let's bring the hands flat across the heart. Close the eyes, draw your attention in. We pause, right? And we get really still. Really still so we can see what's inside clearly. Get so connected with ourselves, deeper intimacy with ourselves, others, our life. Let's release the hands down to the thighs. 3 shoulder shrugs with the pulse. Inhale up, exhale and down, and up, and down. One more, and down. Warrior two to the back wall. The left leg forward. Reach your back arm up, over, and down. Low lunge. Toe heel your left foot to the left side of your mat for your modified runner's lunge. Let's drop the back knee. Remember, both hands are inside that front foot. If you'd like to go a little deeper this time, you can roll onto the knife edge of that left foot and press the thigh away from you, opening the heart and the gaze towards the sky. Notice what's happening with your breath. Don't hold the breath. Keep the breath steady no matter what we find here. And release. Toe heel your left foot back to the midline. Plant your hands. Left leg goes back, downward facing dog. Just this inhale. Just this exhale. Curl forward, high plank. Gazing on the edge of your mat. Lower to the earth in the way that you like. Point your toes, hands parallel to the chest. Inhale, we rise together in cobra. Exhale, release. You have a choice here. You can press back to child's pose. You can bend your knees, half plank, or tuck your toes, full plank. We're meeting downward facing dog when you're ready. Really feel your inhale. Really finish your exhale. Gaze forward, top of the mat, standing forward fold. Scoop and reach to the top of your mountain. Exhale, 2 straight arms down to your sides. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, open the arms, halfway, stack the arms. Inhale, reaching. Palms meet. Trace the midline. Feel the full weight of the thumbs. Forehead, nose, lips, heart center. Deep forward fold all the way to the earth. Rolling up to standing one vertebra at a time. At the top of your mountain, shrug your shoulders forward, up, around, and down. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, sink deep into Utkatasana. Weights into the heels, toes light, gaze forward. Maybe bring your hands in front of the heart and sink 2 inches deeper. Nietzsche says the path to knowing oneself is a dark and mysterious business. It takes a lot of courage to climb deep down into the self and discover what's there. Inhale to the sky. Palms meet. Trace the midline. Are you here? Meet your body. Deep forward fold. Surrendering. Inhale up, half lift. Press your palms into your thighs. Exhale, release. Plant your hands, bend your knees. How slowly can you send that right leg back? Low lunge. Down dog splits. Left leg to the sky. Let's draw the left knee into the left tricep, hooking it in tight, and re-extending. Draw the knee into the nose, step on through, low lunge. Ground through the back heel, warrior 2. Right arm up, over, and around. Stacking the head over the heart, and the heart over the hips. Reaching even more through the back arm. Good. Extended side angle, forearm to the thigh. Sweep your top arm overhead. Gaze to the top, hand or down towards the foot. Warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach forward, up and back. Reverse warrior. Gaze to the top hand or the back foot. Keep reaching to the back wall. 2 straight legs. Reverse triangle. Now let's sway into the horizontal plane. 2 straight legs. We're pulsing towards triangle, but don't lower down yet, right? Just feel all the spaces in between. Knowing that peace comes from accepting those parts of yourself that will never be at peace. At the end of your next pulsation, follow it all the way down into triangle. Planting the left hand on the shin, a block or the earth. Gaze to the top hand or down towards the foot. Draw the top arm overhead. Pull yourself all the way back up to warrior 2. Gaze over that front hand. Draw the back arm out to the side and slowly forward. So it's parallel with the left. Drawing forth the courage to live as you actually are. Pulling it through the heart center. Spanning out with authenticity. Parallel the front foot, fingertips to the sky for star. Palms meet overhead. Trace the midline. Turn the legs out from the hips for horse. We deeply bend the knees. Feel free to shorten the stance if this feels too wide for you. Bringing the hands flat across the heart and pause, right? As yogis, we always want to keep moving, but we have to pause to see what's here instead of dissipating what's here. Our task is to try to meet what's inside with less condemnation, with more compassion. Let's release the hands down to the thighs, and let's twist. Drop the right shoulder forward, press the right thigh back. And center. Drop the left shoulder forward, press the left thigh back. And center. 2 more. We'll meet in warrior 2, right leg forward. Spin your back arm up, over, and down. Low lunge. Toe heel your right foot to the right side of your mat. Modified runner's lunge. Let's drop the back knee. Maybe you roll onto the knife edge of the foot. Maybe you press the thigh away from you. Really attending precisely to what you find here, right? Fully here in the body with the breath, observing very witness. And release. Toe heel the right foot back to the midline. Plant your hands. Right leg goes back. Downward facing dog. Just this inhale. Just this exhale. Curl forward, high plank. Let's take our connecting vinyasa. We'll meet back in down dog. And if you need to rest in this moment, feel free to rest. Never rushing. Fully in it each moment of the way. Each moment complete as it is. Let your breath ground you here. Your breath can ground you. Gaze forward, top of the mat, standing forward fold. Scoop and reach to the top of your mountain. Exhale, two straight arms down to your sides. Inhaling and reaching. Exhale, open the arms halfway. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, let's sink directly into Utkatasana. Waving through the heels, toes light. Gaze forward. Maybe you bring your hands in front of your heart and sink 2 inches deeper. So we sink deep into what is, and we don't expect to find one unchanging self, right? The self is fluid and ongoing. Don't get ossified. Inhale to the sky. Palms meet. Trace the midline. Deep forward fold. Inhale up, half lift. Exhale, release. Plant your hands, bend your knees. How slowly can you send your left leg back? Let's ground through the back heel. Toe heel the right foot, slightly to the right for warrior one. Let's bring our hands up to the hips, giving ourselves guidance. So back heel is grounded all the way on the earth. Right thumb draws the right hip crease back, left hip bone reaches forward. Recommit to the front knee. Reach your arms overhead. So we have to face it to live more authentically. We have to know that you can't have both comfort and courage, right? You can have courage or you can have comfort. It's not both. Reaching forward, out and around. Clasp your hands behind the back. Open your heart to the sky for humble warrior. If you like, bowing forward. Maybe rest the torso on the thigh. Maybe tuck that right shoulder inside the right knee, drawing the right hip crease back. Inhaling up with a flat back. Reaching your arms overhead. Warrior two. Fully present with every transition. Let's breathe together audibly 3 times in solidarity. Inhale, bridge of the nose. Exhale, deep in the belly. Breathe in and out. One more. Flip your front palm, reach forward, up and back. Reverse warrior. Gaze to the top hand or the back foot. Keep reaching to the back wall, lengthen the front leg. 2 straight legs, reverse triangle. And then let's slowly sway our way into triangle in one long movement, right? Not collapsing down, but stretching down. Planting that right hand on something, energizing your top hand. Reach the energy all the way through the fingertips. Bring the top arm overhead. And then we draw the bottom arm up to frame the face. Our task here is to stay with it.
Let's stay with our discomfort. Let's stay with challenge. Let's keep breathing through it. Right? This is the practice. Fully with whatever the reality is, not backing away. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. Let's pulse here. As you inhale, lengthen the front leg, hands meet in front of the heart. Exhale, expand out. Continue to pulse the legs in the same manner and then take whatever arm variation you like. Your task is to find what movement feels most authentic to you and disrupt all of the automatic habitual patterns that you fall into. One more pulsation. We meet in warrior two. Parallel the front foot fingertips to the sky for star. Warrior two to the back wall. Left leg forward. Spin your right arm up, over, and down. Low lunge. Toe heel your left foot to the left side of your mat. Modified runner's lunge. This time, if you like, tuck your left shoulder underneath the left thigh. If you would like to take a half bind, left arm behind the low back. If you would like a full bind, you can catch hold of the opposite wrist. So you take the variation that works for you, right? Knowing that every day is different, every body is different. And release. Toe heel your left foot back to the midline. Left leg goes back, downward facing dog. Let your breath soothe you. Your breath can soothe you. Curl forward, high plank. Take your connecting vinyasa, we'll meet in down dog. You let the repetition of breath and movement hold us, right? Just this inhale, just this exhale. Gaze forward, top of the mat, standing forward fold. Scoop and reach to the top of your mountain. Exhale, two straight arms down to your sides. Inhale to the sky. Open the arms halfway, cactus arms. Reach back into the sky. Sink deep, Uttanasana, weight into the heels, toes light, gaze forward, hands in front of the heart here. Sink 2 inches deeper. Nothing fixed, everything changing, right? Human beings are works in progress that mistakenly think they're finished. Inhale to the sky. Palms meet. Trace the midline. Deep forward fold. Inhale up, half lift. Press your palms into the thighs. Exhale, release. Plant your hands, bend your knees. How slowly can you reach your right leg back? We ground through the back heel, preparing for warrior one. Maybe you toe heel the left foot slightly to the left. Draw your hands up to the hips. Let's give ourselves some guidance. Left thumb pulls the left hip crease back, right hip bone forward. How are you grounded here? To face what's in front of us, we have to be grounded. Reach your arms overhead. So our task is to say yes to what's here now, right? To accept what's here now instead of fighting with it. Just feeling it directly. Let's spin our hands forward, out, and around. Clasp your hands behind the back. Open the heart to the sky, bowing forward. You can release the torso on the thigh or tuck the left shoulder inside the left knee, drawing clasped hands forward. Inhale out. Reaching your arms overhead. Warrior two.
show up freshly, right? This moment isn't as it was before. 3 audible inhale, exhales together. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in and out. One more. Flip your front palm, reach forward, up and back, reverse warrior. Gaze to the top hand or the back foot. Lengthen the front leg, reverse triangle, 2 straight legs. In one movement, cascade down into triangle. Don't just collapse down. Planting that left hand on something here, drawing the left hip crease to the back wall. Don't decide ahead of time what you can or can't do. Right arm overhead. Let's be curious. Draw the bottom arm up. We can't possibly know our own depths, our own resilience, right? We have to let experience teach us. Keep breathing. It's okay if it's hard. Nothing lasts forever. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, warrior 2. And then let's pulse here. Hands meet in front of the heart, and then exhale back out. Continue to pulse with the legs in the same manner and take whatever arm variation is calling to you. But really notice when you're just returning to old, well-worn patterns and try to find a way to disrupt them. It's not so easy, really. We meet in warrior 2. Parallel the front foot, fingertips to the sky for star. Warrior 2 to the front of your mat. Reach your back arm up, over and down, low lunge. Toe heel your right foot to the right side of your mat. Modified runner's lunge. If you like, drop the back knee. If you like, tuck the right shoulder underneath the right thigh. If you'd like to take a half bind, you can bring the right arm behind the low back. If you would like a full bind, catch hold of the opposite wrist. Keep breathing, keep observing, no matter what variation you're taking. Stay with breath and sensation, letting go of judgment. And release. Toe heel the right foot back to the midline. Right leg goes back, downward facing dog. Just this inhale, just this exhale. Take your connecting vinyasa one final time. And we'll meet in down dog. Just letting your breath be your steady traveling companion, your anchor. Just this inhale, just this exhale. Let's drop to the knees and then come to sitting. Find your blocks. You might need them. We're going to do one final active posture before we start to cool down. So let's start just by rocking the baby. We're going to bring the right foot into the crook of the left elbow. If that works for you, and just rocking side to side here. And you might bring your blocks by your hips. That might be helpful in a moment here. And then if you like, you reach the foot forward, holding on with the opposite hand. And then we draw the knee back towards the shoulder. And we bring the leg up and over the shoulder. We were just here on the floor, right? In our modified runner's lunge when we tucked the shoulder. That might be as far as you want to go. If you want more, you can plant your hands on the earth or on your blocks. And then we clip that other foot on top. Press down and lift up. And if you feel like, I'm so done, I'm not doing any of that, that's totally fine, right? And release. And then we come to a simple sitting pose. We bring the hands flat across the heart. Close the eyes, draw the attention inwards. We remind ourselves practice is not about the party tricks. It's about meeting ourselves completely wherever we are, right? Whether it's a moment of boredom or frustration or exhilaration, that's the practice, right? Being fully present with what is, whatever it is. Letting go of judgment. Second side, no expectations. Let's bring the left foot into the crook of the right elbow. And then just gently rock side to side. Maybe this is as deep as you want to go, totally fine. If you want more, reach that left foot forward, holding on with the opposite hand. And then we draw the knee in towards the shoulder. If you like, you can tuck the shoulder underneath the thigh, just like when you're in your modified runner's lunge. This might be as far as you're going today, totally fine. If you want more, plant your hands on blocks or the earth by your hips, and then clip that bottom foot over the top foot. Press down to lift up. And release. We come back to our simple sitting pose, hands over the heart, drawing the attention inwards. Notice what's here. Say yes to what's here without spinning a story about it. And then you let it be and you let it go. Release your hands down. Let's come towards the top of our mat and reach our legs forward here. Come as far forward on your mat as is comfortable so that when you lower down, you're still on your mat. Reach your arms out in front of you. We're going to slowly lower down to the earth. Now, if this aggravates the low back to lower down in this way, you can bend the knees or lower down in any other way that works for you. Once you're on the earth, reach your arms overhead. Stretch yourself long. And then draw your knees into your chest, holding on to the shins. Draw the forehead into the knees. Every muscle engaged. Exhale, release the head and the shoulders on the earth. Reach that left leg long. Keep drawing that right knee in towards the chest. Draw the knee across the body to the left. Walk that left shoulder blade out and turn to look right. So you're in your final reclining spiral. We try to keep reaching that left leg behind us. Try to keep both shoulders on the earth here. Just feeling this as it is, however it is. Return to your back. Reach that right leg long. Let's draw the left knee in towards the chest. And then across the body to the right. Walk the right shoulder blade out and turn to look left. Breathing, making sure that you're not tensing or bracing the shoulders, the foot, the jaw. Gaze down the nose. Return to your back. Take whatever other final posture you need before settling in your final relaxation pose. Maybe that's a traditional Shavasana on your back, arms and legs extended. Maybe you bring a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart for more grounding. If you prefer to end in a seated meditation pose or a child's pose, that's absolutely fine. In Shavasana, we keep awakening down to things as they are, right? It's not about falling asleep. It's not about escaping. It's about saying yes to whatever we find inside, paying attention to what we find there.
I listen to the wind of my soul. Where I'll end up, well, I think only God really knows. I've sat on the setting sun, but never, I never wanted water once, but never. I listen to my words, but they fall far below. I let my music take me where my heart wants to go. I swam on the devil's lake, but never, I'll never make the same mistake. I never.
The author Charles Blow wrote, "Daring to step into oneself is the bravest, strangest, most natural, most terrifying thing a person can do. Because when you cease to wrap yourself in artifice, you're naked, and when you're naked, you are vulnerable. But vulnerability is the leading edge of truth. Being willing to sacrifice a false life is the only way to live a true one." Bring some gentle movement back into your fingers and toes. Gently rock your head from side to side. Reach your arms overhead and stretch yourself long. Roll over onto your right side and draw your knees into the chest. As you move back out into the world, try to keep letting go of who you thought you were supposed to be. Try to keep authentically embracing the truth of who you are now. When you're ready, make your way up to sitting. Bring your hands together in front of the heart center, to the heart and the mind. Thumbs come to third eye center. Joined by the breath, thumbs come to the lips. Reach out into the world through mindful action, reaching up, out, and down. Palms meet. Namaste.